All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. My name is Raya Lorenz Moore. I am a second generation Xavierite, class of 99, and I'm super excited to share some health and wellness tips with you all. So, I am a certified fitness instructor, Pilates instructor, health coach, and integrative nutritionist. So, what that means is that I'm very just focused on health and wellness, and especially making sure what we put into our bodies is doing what it's supposed to do, not putting into our bodies the bad stuff, putting the good stuff. And I'm really focused on what that does to us. So I want to focus on a couple of things that will help us strengthen our immune system, overall, just overall health and wellness. And then I'm going to end it with a couple of exercises that will help us that are really specific to our current times, this pandemic that we're in. So I want to focus first on water intake. You want to drink at least half of your weight in fluid ounces every single day. For example, I weigh 130 pounds, so I'm going to drink 65 fluid ounces of water every single day. This is important, y'all. This is key for your immune building, but also just your day to day health. This helps your body flush out toxins, things that shouldn't be in your system, right? It also helps your cells, it helps your skin, it helps your energy, it helps your nutrition. I mean, just everything. Water is key. It's key. It's key. So you want to drink half your weight in fluid ounces every single day. And I wanted to share just a little tip what I use. I use this water bottle. You can get it off of Amazon or, Academy Sports, different athletic goods stores. But I love this one, y'all, because it has the words on it. So see these words here? It has the time and words. So it has 11 a.m., 7 a.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m. And then I love the words that it has. Good for you. Keep going. Remember your goals. No excuses. A little bit more. Well done. So I love this because I know how much this is. This is 73 fluid ounces. And so I fill this up every single morning. I know that I'm supposed to have at least 65 fluid ounces, but it does, a little bit more is great. And so I make sure I drink this throughout the day. If you don't want to, invest in this water bottle, then just make sure you know how much water you're taking in, right? If you drink out of separate water bottles, you know how many fluid ounces in each water bottle. So just keep track of that. But you want to drink half your weight in fluid ounces of water every single day. Okay. All right. So now another tip, y'all, your breathing and your posture. Super important because listen, we need to make sure that we are getting the optimal amount of oxygen into our lungs, this optimal oxygen exchange in our lowest lobes of our lungs. Actually, Joseph Pilates, who was the founder of Pilates, he made a lot of exercises that strengthen your lungs. He had a chronic lung disease. And this is one of the reasons that I really got into rehabilitative Pilates, because my oldest daughter has a chronic lung disease. And I do these exercises with her that I'm going to focus on. And one of those things that I do is focusing on her posture and her breathing. So let's focus on posture. Here are some tips. You can work on your posture every single day. This will help your spine. Something else Joseph Pilates says is you're only as young as your spine is flexible. And that is so true. So proper posture, good posture daily helps your spine. It helps your back. It also helps your oxygen exchange, your breathing, making sure your lungs are getting all of that oxygen. So I want you to focus on this space. I'm going to scooch back a little bit so you can see me. I want you to focus on the space between your ears and your shoulders. You want to make sure you don't have your shoulders hunched up. So you want to have really good space between your ears and your shoulders, and think of the top of your head reaching to the ceiling. So you want to have a nice long spine. Your head is reaching towards that ceiling. But listen, what you don't want to do, I'm going to turn sideways to show this. What you don't want to do, y'all, is pop your rib cage out. So keep your rib cage down. Also, you don't want to have your lower back arched. Keep your lower back your tailbone is reaching diagonally to the ground. It's not reaching this way, it's reaching that way, right? And keep your rib cage down. That gives you nice good posture. What you don't want to do is this will cause lower back issues. So if you have lower back problems, be paying attention daily, constantly to your posture, because a lot of times this is causing lower back problems. So bring that rib cage down and have your shoulders down. Your head is reaching up. Remember, the top of your head is reaching up to the ceiling, right? You have that good space between your ears and your shoulders. So that's what you want to do to focus on your posture. Now, let's talk about breathing. You want to breathe in through your nose and out through pursed lips. In through your nose and out through pursed lips. Y'all, what this does, not only does it really get all the oxygen into your lungs, but it also activates your abdominals. That pursed lips, exhaling through pursed lips, is going to activate your abdominals. We're actually the deepest layer of your abdominals. Now, let's focus on when you're breathing, making sure you're breathing the right way. That's going to make a huge difference too. So you want to make sure you're expanding your rib cage. So put your hands on your rib cage. Inhale through the nose. And is your rib cage inhaling? Is your rib cage expanding, or your belly? You want to make sure your rib cage is expanding, not your belly. If your belly is expanding, guess what? That oxygen is not getting into your lungs. It's going into your belly. So you want to put your hands on your rib cage. Think of an accordion. You're inhaling. Think of an accordion kind of spreading out, right? Your hands should move. And then you exhale. And then your rib cage comes back down. Now, all the while, you're keeping your shoulders down. All the while, you have that space in between your ears and your shoulders. Your rib cage is down. It's not popped up. Your lower back is not arched. And your spine is long. Your top of your head is reaching up to that ceiling. You have good posture. You're breathing correctly. This gets that oxygen to the lowest lobes of your lungs. This gives you optimal oxygen exchange, okay? So now, let's do 2 exercises that will help you. I'm going to start with the first exercise that actually helps with, it's called chest expansion. It actually helps with oxygen exchange. One of the things that I've really been focusing on right now with my clients because of this pandemic, especially any of my clients who have experienced COVID or getting over COVID, I have them do this chest expansion exercise. So what you're going to do, you can do it standing. I suggest doing it kneeling. Okay. So because of the space in my home studio, right? I'm going to show you how to do it, but you're going to be kneeling. Okay. So you want to be kneeling with your knees about shoulder or hip width apart, more so hip width apart. All right. And then your feet are right behind you. They're just laying flat. They're nice and relaxed, but you don't want them out here. That's going to mess up your knees. Have your feet right behind your knees. So this is the position. I am going to sit down just so that you can see my head also, but that is the position that you want to be in right here. Your palms are facing behind you, okay? So your palms are behind, facing back. Your shoulders are down. Remember that space between your ears and your shoulders. You're going to inhale, y'all. As you inhale, you're going to push your arms back. So I'm going to do it up. You just won't be able to see my head right now. You're going to inhale and bring your arms back. But listen, this is important. When you bring your arms back, you're not popping out your rib cage and arching your back. Remember all of your posture this entire exercise. So you're going to inhale and bring your arms back. You do not pop this rib cage, keep that down. You do not hunch your shoulders, keep your shoulders down, okay? You're going to hold it here, and then you're going to exhale through pursed lips and bring your arms up. Then you're going to inhale. As you inhale, long inhale, right about here, shoulders are down, rib cage is down, right? You're pressing back. Then you're going to look right, look left, come forward. Remember, you're doing this on your knees. I just want you to see my head. So inhale through the nose. Inhale. Now, I'm going to do it on my knees. You won't see my head though, okay? This is how you should be doing it. Your fingertips are reaching to the floor. Your shoulders are down, some good space in between your shoulders and your ears. Your knees are about hip width apart, palms facing back. Inhale. Hold it here, look right. You're still holding that inhale, holding your breath in. Look left. Exhale as you bring your arms up. Inhale. Right. Left. Inhale. Right. Left. You want to do 5 to 10 of these a day, okay? And I apologize for not being able to see my entire body, but you know, this is COVID, so I'm not in my studio. I'm in my home studio, which is my foyer. So we do what we can, right? Okay, so the last exercise I want to show you is really good for the lower back. Y'all, I do these, my husband does these, my kids do these, my parents, my in-laws. So this is really important for, really helpful, excuse me, and important, but very helpful for any lower back pain. My husband has lower back pain, and my in-laws. So I have them doing these exercises, and it really, really helps. And listen, y'all, you really want to make sure you stretch. There's things we don't do enough as adults. That's stretching, napping, right? And drinking water. So you want to make sure you stretch regularly. This is a really good stretch. So the stretch is going to be on your hands and knees, okay? So I'm gonna start sideways to show y'all. My knees are about hip width apart. My hands are under my shoulders, okay? My feet are just nice and relaxed. Now I'm gonna take my right arm to the side. I'm looking straight down. I'm still focusing on that space in between my ears and my shoulders and that long, long spine. You really wanna elongate your spine. So the top of my head is reaching up. So I start with my right arm out. I'm going to bring that right arm through my body, and I'm going to reach my shoulder to the floor. It's not gonna rest on the floor, y'all. It's just gonna reach towards the floor. Now you see that my bum is coming down slightly, right? So I start right here. I reach, and my bum is slightly down. I'm gonna show you this arm. This is what's happening from this ankle, right? You start right here. You reach, that left arm is bending slightly. I'm really pressing my right shoulder to the floor, but I'm not resting it down, right? And then my tailbone is reaching down this way, right? But it's not resting, it's just right here. So you're gonna reach, and then you're gonna come back up to starting position. So you inhale, exhale, hold it just for a few seconds, and back to starting position. So then let's do the other side, okay? I'll show the other side from here. All right, left arm is to the side. I'm going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Now you're gonna do 5 to 10 of those also on each side every night, y'all. And let me tell you, this will strengthen your back. This will lengthen your back, okay? I wanna just do one more exercise to show y'all a good stretch for hip flexors. So we tend to have very tight hip flexors, especially men, but women also. And your hip flexors are one of those things we just forget to stretch. And you really need to stretch your hip flexors. It affects your back also. It affects your lower back. Your back, it affects your posture, your hip flexors do, if you have really, really tight hip flexors. So get into a stag sitting position, all right? Keep that that front, whatever leg it is, whichever one's in front, you're gonna keep that bent, and you're going to extend that back leg. So where you're stretching your hip flexor is this one, right? Your hip flexors are right here. You're stretching this one, you are stretching the front one, but where the stretch is really focused is that leg that's extended back. If you're not able to extend your leg back, that's fine. Keep it right here and just turn a little bit. Have your hands flat, have that space between your ears and your shoulders, and turn to get that stretch your hip flexor. Want to go a little bit further, extend that leg. Want to go even further, turn your hips to get even more of a stretch in, right? So you're turning your hips even more. So you want to do that on each side. That's one side. For the other side, you just flip, you stay in that stag position, okay? Now, when you're in this stag position, listen, you wanna make sure you're not lifting up this hip, right? So start it with all of your bum pressing down to the mat. So I'm not starting it like this, I'm starting it like this. All of my bum is pressing towards that mat, okay? So then I'm gonna turn, get a little stretch right here, okay? Little stretch, you should feel it right here. And then I wanna do a little extra stretch. I'm going to extend that leg out. And then I want to go even further. I'm going to turn my body a little bit and really get that hip into the floor, into that mat, okay? Wherever this foot may be. It may be further out. It may be in here, okay? I'll put it further out so you just see my stretch right here. So this is what we're stretching right here. This is a really good hip flexor stretch, y'all. You can come forward and extend, but make sure when you extend, you're not crunching your spine. You're keeping a long spine, okay? Keeping that long spine. Remember your head, top of your head is reaching up. So that's a really good hip flexor stretch, y'all. So we covered back stretching, right? We covered optimal oxygen exchange, that chest expansion exercise, and also hip flexors. Remember, you want to drink lots and lots of water. And y'all, you want to make sure you're getting in nutrients. Listen, it's harder now. In the research that I've done and the schooling that I've done and the certification that I've gone through, I realize how difficult it is to get our nutrients from our food. It's just not the same, right? Our soil is nutrient depleted. We're just not able to get nutrients from our veggies like we used to, from our vegetables. You can tell I have 3 kids, I say veggies, our vegetables like we used to. So look into supplementation, look into a good multivitamin and a good probiotic and prebiotic. Right now, especially during this pandemic, it's important to have a good prebiotic and a good probiotic, a good multivitamin. You want to make sure you're getting your vitamin C also. You want to make sure you're getting natural vitamin D, going outside, spending some time in the sun. These are really, really key, especially for any respiratory issues. And don't we know it? We're in the middle of a respiratory pandemic that attacks our respiratory system. So that's all I have for y'all. Thank y'all so much for letting me share. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please just remember to take care of yourself. Enjoy yourself, enjoy life. I'm so glad that y'all are letting me come in and share. I appreciate it. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. And oh my goodness, I just love Xavier. Don't you just love our beloved Xavier? So have a wonderful weekend. Keep breathing, keep drinking your water, and keep loving Xavier. Bye, y'all.